what can leaders do to protect employee retention during the big quit?
Right. Well, first of all, thanks both of you for having me. It's wonderful to be here and to also be with you, Wendy. I've been thinking a lot about this topic, and I think the first thing we just have to do is accept it. And I don't want to call it the Great Quit. I just want to call it the Great Blender, because we're blending all sorts of different ways of working and all sorts of different people and styles of working into the new world of work. And I think the sooner that we just embrace that, the sooner we can move on with things. I also think that if there was ever a time to push the reset button, it's now. And I have something that I call the 3 V's: values, your core values, your value proposition, right? And then your vision. And you want to make sure that those 3 things are still in alignment. Like, do your clients, your customers, do they still want what you have to offer? Or is it a different version of that now? And is your vision still motivating? Is it still inspiring? And have your core values, they're probably still the same, but maybe they've shifted a little bit. And so I think, like, this is not about changing a couple policies. This is about taking out a clean sheet of paper and maybe even starting over. And that's okay. Because it's a brand new way of working. The third thing clearly is a variable workforce, variable workforce on steroids. I do think that agencies can still create a place of belonging and a home for their employees, but I do think that agencies need to try a bit harder and really make a concerted effort. You can't just strap that on and suddenly, like, be empathetic. It has to really be authentic and visceral. And then I think the last thing on that note is the word empathy has been used so much. I think it's just really listening, and it's listening to understand, not to respond. And then that is the essence of empathy. And at a minimum, to provide a place for all those people who might want to come back someday, right? That you leave a lasting impression of belonging, of potential belonging with them.